Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. I'm gonna do a video today and share something based on some videos I seen earlier today, which is usually what kind of inspires me what to speak about. There was an incident up north where an individual got unalived at one of their in one of their neighborhoods at their hood store, and condolences, to the families, most definitely, first of all. But I want to speak more on these hood stores. Do they really exist? What are they to the neighborhood? You know what I mean? And to the community. You know. Now, the hood store, one of our stores in our hood, is on the thumbnail. It's no longer open. It's closed down now. Yeah, I'm gonna just let's leave it at that. It's closed down now, and it's no longer. It's still there, but it's no longer a store. It's closed. The last store that we could really say was the neighborhood store was the hood store, was a store called Los Compadres on Ford and Whittier. They had a carniceria. They had a little restaurant in there that sold Mexican food, bomb ass menudo, chili verde. All their food was bomb. And anyways, that was one of the hangouts for my homies. You know what I mean? We'd meet there and then take off down the boulevard and handle our business. In the local bars or spots, like Ashman Hotel that I showed in some of my videos. But we met up a lot of times there and kicked it. We'd go there to buy our beer, and sometimes we drink it there, without the owner's consent, of course. He wasn't there most of the time. His employees were, but we helped the store out quite a bit. People like J-Cats would go in there and be yelling at the customers and getting all out of line and violent. And there's kids there. People go there with their families to go see what they're going to buy. Some would be in the restaurant. Some would be in the back at the carniceria, in the meat market. And some would just be shopping, for milk, eggs, whatever. There it is. Hey, I think they wait for me. I'm telling you, man. The paleta man's gonna come out of one of these bushes right here in a minute. I already know it. Anyways, so yeah, Los Compadres. It was a cool spot, and most of the homies that went there, we went there and we were very respectful. We knew the owner's family, even his father, his wife's father, the kids, everybody, and we protected them. We sheltered that store, although some homeboys that didn't know better, maybe they'd get out, and didn't really know a relationship with the store, and go up there and start pressing them, because this is my barrio. It's, like whatever they wanted to do or purchase, they wanted to do it their way and under their terms and stuff. You know what I mean? And then a lot of times, the homies we'd talk and, hey, homie, they're feeding me with us. You know what I mean? And for the most part, everybody started to agree with that, and act that way there. A lot of times, the juras would just swoop up on the homies, and homies that were like on parole or whatever, maybe had a slingshot on them or something. Uh, they take off to the front of the store, and they knew how to get out to the back, to the alley, and they disappear where the police didn't know. They didn't know the route. And I'm not giving up no game, because Los Compadres is no longer there. Uh, the owner sold it, but I just wanted to share what that hood store was, and how and what it was to us, and to the community. All the neighbors there went to Los Compadres. There was a store open right across the street from them, but Los Compadres had its loyal customers. Every Thanksgiving, the owner, man, and the owner was a pretty young man. He had other businesses, but this was one of them. On Thanksgiving, he'd always make turkeys and stuffing and everything, and he'd give free food, to whoever wanted to come and eat. Good, nice plates of food, nice and hot. Right there in his restaurant for free. And some homeless people from around the area would come. Some families from around the area would come. The homies would come, and we'd go and we'd have some Thanksgiving lunch, there, and it'd be all good. It was all love, you know what I mean? He'd do things for Christmas, and I'm not really Catholic, so I can't really say what it was, but I know there's a day where they do something with the Virgin Mary and stuff, and he'd sit up the front and have music during the day, and then in the night he'd have the rosaries for as long as they'd stay out there late at night, praying. We it also helped us to get to interact with the people in the community. You know what I mean? A lot of people still know me from Los Compadres. You know what I mean? I'll go to one of the other stores in the neighborhood, and they'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I don't remember them. And yeah, I remember I used to go to Los Compadres on your motorcycle, and yeah, I used to always see you, and how you been, and you know what I mean? And it was a tie to the community, but also gave us a chance to also make ties in the community. The bad part about it is there was a lot of fighting there, a lot of fighting. That corner was active, probably one of the most active areas in the neighborhood at the time. There was nobody walking past there that looked gang related, that was going to get by without getting hit up. You know what I mean? And then things took off from there a lot of times. There was drive-bys. There was a lot of shit happening, which wasn't good for the store or the community, of course. And but that was the hood store. That was the neighborhood's store, the spot. You know what I mean? The one in the thumbnail, same thing. Back in the days, back in the 70s, 80s, probably even into the early 90s. I'm not sure how long that store lasted, but for years it went through different owners. But that was one of the spots too that the homies congregated at. You know what I mean? You could tell by the by the outside decor of that thumbnail, of the store in the thumbnail. And so of course, whenever you have guys from the neighborhood, things become volatile. Things could jump up. People don't know. They pull up and they walk in the store, and they don't even know we're in there, and they're enemies. So there was several fights in the store. It was bad for the business and everything, but it was neighborhood business. You know what I mean? And yeah, there was several fights in the store. Yeah. Anyways, the store's closed down now. The owner went on to other things. Uh, he's a good dude, man. Him and his family still respect them. Still got love for them. Still text them from time to time or talk to them in social media. Uh, the day the store closed down, I took pictures with them, with my arms around them in the front of the store. Um, a few times they called me to help them. When things got out of hand. They had an employee there that used to make the pollos. Because they have they roasted chickens out in the front. The pollos like pollo loco, and sold plates. Or chickens. However you wanted to order them. And the cook turned out to be a really really heavy meth addict. So of course, they had to let him go, man. He was psychotic and tripping on things and stuff. So a real good friend of mine became the cook, of the pollos. He'd go in there and he'd go to the back, and they had these big barrels where they would marinate the pollos, the chickens, right? And this dude came, the guy that got fired came all smoked out with this big old like metal cross. And he went in there, he came in his bike and he went in there and he was telling my camarada he had to leave. My friend's not gang related, you know what I mean? He's just a citizen, just a regular Joe. Anyways, this dude went in there tripping and told my friend, hey, you gotta kick rocks. This is my job, So there were only ladies working at the store that day, and they were like, hey, you gotta leave, telling dude, hey, you gotta leave. And he got all belligerent with them and everything. So they called me. By the time I got there to the store, things had took a turn, and my friend was like arguing with him in the alley, and he had that cross, and he was like threatening to hit my friend. And I got off, and then I started pressing the dude to jam, right? Anyways, long story short, I don't know if the guy hit himself with the cross, like when he was trying to come at me, or maybe he fell and he hit himself. I don't know. But he, his head got cracked, and it was funny because before that happened, right before that happened, the sheriffs came and they stopped and they looked down the alley, you know, and then they both looked at each other and they looked down the alley and they were smiling and they just shook their head and they left, you know. And I guess that was the signal to dude in his mind to go ahead and take flight. But he ended up, like I said, he hit himself or he fell. I don't know what happened. But so, you know, we just left him there like laid out, and we took off back to the store, right? And shortly after, the Juras come to the store, and they wanted to know what had happened, you know. So the lady's explaining to him the guy came in the store and got belligerent and was threatening her and the employees, and she don't know what happened, you know. The dude went to the back, you know, and so the sheriffs leave back to the alley where dude's at, and there's another car already there, right? There's two Chicano Juras. I forgot their name, little gorditos, you know. Anyways, I get dude's bike from the front of the store, and I'm gonna take it over there so that the dude don't have no excuses to come back to the store. You know what I mean? And we'd have to deal with it again. And when I get there with the bike and I'm putting the kickstand, the Jura tells me, "What are you doing?" I said, "This is his bike, you know." So there it is, so he could take off from here, you know. And they tell me, "Hey, come over here." And one of them reaches to the back and pulls out his handcuffs, right? And I go, "What's going on?" He goes, "Hey, this man said you hit him. You know, did you hit this guy? Because he's all bloody. You know, he has a big old guy." And he tells me, Did you hit this guy? Because that's what he's saying. So I need to hear, did you hit him or not? He's going like that, shaking his head. And I start, no, I didn't hit him. I don't know what happened, you know. But here's his bike. I'm going to go, right? Get out of here. So I took off. I boned out. Shit happens. You know what I mean? You seen what happened with dude up north? If you seen the video, I just told you one little story, or kind of some different stories mixed up in the hood store, at the hood store that's no longer there. And shit could happen. You know what I mean? So when you go visit these places, man, be real careful. You know what I mean? Things could just pop off, and they happen quick. You know what I mean? And even if you're from that hood, you know, there's cameras, dude. You know, I don't know how many times I had to go and sneak into their camera room at the store without them knowing, and delete footages, man, of different things. You know, because you know, and yeah, be real careful, man. You know, and there are hood stores. A lot of the barrios have them. You know, it's just that store. Like, a lot of times the owners embrace the homies, because the homies keep things right around the store. You know what I mean? Don't let dumb shit happen. And sometimes it's nothing but problems to them, and they don't want you around. You know, and they start, you know, they got to deal with it however they deal with it. Anyways, I just wanted to share this video. Yeah, hood stores are very, very real, and as you can see, can become very, very volatile, and people can get hurt. So be very careful visiting these places. There's not too many of them, but they're around. Anyways, this is my video for today. Well, at least one of them. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a little story to sit back and enjoy. One thing, no, it's okay. I'm going to mention this in the next video in the beginning, because this is something very important that I want to share with my viewers. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Keep your head up, no matter what befalls you throughout your day, throughout your life. Stay strong, and stay free, people, whatever it takes. God bless you. God bless your family, and I hope to see you on the next video. Smash that like button. Support the channel, please. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking. Just support the channel by smashing that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and God bless you.